Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to be sharing this video with you guys because I wanted to talk about this very amazing movie that is called Dating Amber. It was actually released in 2020 and I really wanted to share it with you guys because I would 100% recommend anyone to go watch it. It's very emotional, it's very deep. It's you just seeing how, you know, teenagers back in the 90s, in this case, they were struggling with accepting their sexuality and all the difficulties they had to go through when it comes to school, when it comes to family, and also at the same time having to, you know, deal with everything that was also going on in their personal life when it comes to family and all of that. But before we get into more details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments if you guys have watched this movie and what would you personally, you know, rate it from 1 to 10. I would definitely rate it a 10 out of a 10. That's why I wanted to, you know, go ahead and put it out there just in case any of you have missed it. So let's get right into more details. So basically, it's a comedy drama released in 2020. It's set in Ireland during the mid-90s. Eddie and Amber decide to stage a relationship to stop everyone speculating about their sexuality. Eddie is need to follow his dad into military while Amber dreams of moving to the library hub of London. So basically that's what the story is about. And why things actually get interesting is that Amber is also coping with the passing of her father and her mother's difficulty to move on and deal with it. So if you guys don't know, during the movie, you know, Amber's, not during the movie, but it was story that, you know, in this case, Amber's father actually took his own life away and her mother had very difficulties to deal with it. And on the other hand, Eddie is having way more difficulties in accepting his sexuality and just being free because of the pressure that he's living up to, and also trying to be part of the military and trying to prove that to his parents and to himself and to his colleagues that he is not gay. So things can get very complicated. I feel like it was way more complicated for Eddie to accept his sexuality than Amber, because Amber was very like, I don't care about these people, I'm just waiting for high school to finish so we can graduate and I can get out of here. I already have money saved up for myself, the business that she been doing, you know, the side hustle that she been doing. She was taking up her money so that she can get out of there. So that's how everything developed between them. So they were just kind of having a fake relationship to get everybody to stop talking about them. But things didn't go as planned, because as the movie progresses, now everybody started to believe that they were actually together, that they were a couple. But then, you know, Amber in this case, she actually, you know, met Sarah, and when she met Sarah, everything for her changed, because now she saw that she's not in this alone and that Sarah can definitely be, you know, that support system to her towards her, you know, experimenting with women and just being free. And because Sarah is very free spirited, even though she's a very like quiet, she don't speak too much, but you know, Sarah really helped Amber be confident enough to come out to her mother and just say, hey mama, I'm a lesbian and this is what is going on. And that is one thing that I really wanted to say also, because you know, once Amber actually came out to her mother was very supportive over it, even though she didn't understand how to deal with it and cope with it because she wasn't expecting it. But when in this case Amber went to introduce Sarah to her mom was actually very openly received Sarah with open arms, and that was something very good to see. And on the other hand, when it comes to Eddie's mom had her speculations about her son being gay, but she wasn't 100% sure that he was. But she also didn't want him to join the military because she knows if you know, in this case, Eddie joining the military, it will take a lot of away from him when it comes to his life and his dedication towards himself, because she see what her husband, in this case Eddie's father, is going through when it comes to the military and all the sacrifices he has to make. And his mom wants him also to have other options to life except the military, but his father insists that he has to be part of the military. So that's what he ends up doing, and he actually ends up getting into the military and actually gets up, you know, as being accepted into the program of becoming in this case part of the military. But as the movie progresses, after Sarah and Amber got together, you know, Sarah was in this case Amber was already like fixed that she's not gonna leave where she is right now in Ireland and she's gonna stick around to help her mother also, and being with Sarah made her more confident that it's not the right time for her to actually go and move to London where she can be free, because she felt like she already found her peace at that moment there when it comes to Sarah and her mother, the fact that they all are good. But on the other hand, like I already said, Eddie was having very much difficulties to deal with it, because he was supposed to go to the army and go away. But then, you know, one of his colleagues actually ends up, you know, seeing him kissing a guy in a gay bar, in a gay club in this case. And, you know, he started to get nervous, panicking that everybody was going to find out who he is. He was just having a whole panic attack, and he didn't know how to deal with it. He actually started to date another girl, and he ends up getting involved with this girl, but he wasn't happy because he just couldn't figure out a way to deal with it and finally accept for who he is. So Amber, being Amber, she had money saved up for her so she can go away to London, but she ends up not going. And when she found out that Eddie is actually on his way to the military base, she ran after him, went to find him, to look out for him, and she took her box of her stash of money and actually gave it to Eddie and told him like, hey, I don't want you to go, you need to be free, and I know you can be free and you can be you by you staying here, and I'm gonna give you what I have saved for my trip, and I want you to take it, but you can go on that military car, you can go into that bus. I want you to take this money and disappear and go, like, figure you out, take it. It was over like if I'm not mistaken, like 2,000 euros or pounds, something like that. And she said, I know it's not enough, but it's something that it can help you start. You graduated high school, you are adult right now, and you have 2,000 pounds or euros to go and figure it out. And of course, at the beginning, Eddie was against it. He didn't want to accept it, but he also didn't want to go on into that bus that was going to leave him to the military camp. And of course, later on, you know, Eddie finally admitted that he was gay during that whole moment. And of course, Amber gave him a very big hug. And of course, Eddie ends up going to, you know, not going to the military. He took the money that Amber in this case gave him to go to another place and start and figure out his life and finally find the freedom that he well deserves. So that was something also very good to see, just for him to have some space to figure out what he really wants and stop being so afraid to admit who he is. Because at that point, Amber, before they graduated, Amber actually came out as a lesbian. Everybody at the school know who she was, so she was already 100% confident with her sexuality. She didn't care what everybody thought about her. At this point, she already introduced Sarah to her mom. Everybody knew, so she was just dealing with it. And her personality is also very strong, so it's very difficult for people to intimidate her and make her feel a type of way. But Eddie doesn't have the same strength that Amber has to deal with it, you know. So Amber decided to sacrifice herself to help out a friend while she stayed in Ireland to figure out her situation, how she's gonna, you know, progress. But at that point, she was happy, like I already said, because she had Sarah and her mom there to help her and support her through it. And yes, Sarah and Amber, they do have a happy ending. They do end up together, and the movie actually ends very well. But if you guys want more details, I would definitely recommend you guys to go watch it. Like I already said, it's a 10 out of a 10. You won't disappoint yourself. The quality, the acting, everything is on point. So yes guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments. Until the next video, and goodbye.